Are you real, or are you a ghost? Are you real, or are you a ghost? If you're real, you should be searching for the quartermaster instead of bothering me. If you're a ghost, then you should be doing your patriotic duty and haunting the bastards about 500 meters over there instead of bothering me. Either way, I ought not be bothered. Well, not a ghost, huh? Am I to take you at your word? Plenty of ghosts believe that they're still alive. Plenty among the living believe that they're ghosts. I'm sure that the invaders would love to help you figure this out. Of course there are no such thing as ghosts, Comrade Private. Don't be absurd. It's reactionary peasant superstition, nothing more. Don't tell that to the ghosts, of course. They might not like that. Are you still at attention, boy? Relax before you black out. Did no one teach you not to lock your knees like that? We will table the question of the status of your mortality for now. Perhaps a committee can be adjourned to settle the issue once we've pushed back the invaders. I assume that you've been sent for Fyodor. Not to retrieve him, fool. To replace him. Some thoughtful enemy marksman saw fit to reserve poor Fyodor's bunk for you not 2 days ago. Or was it 3? Time is so treacherous here. Who, me? Didn't you learn how to read a uniform, boy? Do I look like a captain to you? Ah, he figures it out at last. And with that telltale flicker of fear in the eye to boot. What a lucky little soldier boy you are, to find yourself alone with a political officer on your first day. Try not to soil that nice new uniform. The Army's worked so hard to reclaim an air of professionalism since the war began. Come, sit. What did you do before the war, Comrade Private? Ah, my brother did something similar, I believe. Where are you from? Stop overthinking your answers. This isn't a test, boy. I'm simply curious. Where are you from? Is that so? You've traveled quite far to be here then, haven't you? Do you still have family there? Parents? Relatives? A wife, perhaps, waiting for you to return from the front? No wife, then. I see. Me neither. Me? Believe it or not, I was a librarian. Well, I suppose I was more of a scholar for the party, but Most of my non-academic work consisted of bookkeeping and cataloging. Well, of course I am, in the party. How do you think I managed to become a political officer? We aren't exactly recruited from the general public. What? Do I not visibly embody the political education and discipline of a principled party member? I miss my books, the silence of the libraries, the crispness of the paper. I never wanted any of this. Don't mistake my reminiscing for defeatism, Comrade Private. I'm recalling the life that the invaders took from me, not plotting desertion. We're not exactly fans of desertion or retreat around here, if you hadn't heard. Relax, Comrade Private. It's just a joke. I am sure that you are as patriotic as they come. Goodness. You look as if I've kicked your dog, boy. Stop worrying. I wasn't being serious. You're not about to be turned over to a penal brigade for laughing at a joke. Least of all one made by me. Internal security forces have much more pressing matters to attend to at the moment than the laughter of an enlisted man. But the laughter of a political officer in these dark times, however, that might be a matter of state security worth investigating. Hell, if the joke's good enough, I might even be recognized by the Central Committee. Posthumously, of course, and perhaps not in a way that Mother would approve of. But what is a comedian without his hecklers? And who could be a better heckler than some dour party bureaucrat? They don't even crack a smile when the marshal makes a good joke. There's a smile. I confess, the smiles are half the reason that I come down here. I prefer the company of the enlisted men. Can't stand schmoozing with the higher officers in their quarters. There's no room for any real humanity among that bunch. They're just a gang of officious fools, desperate for another medal but too cowardly to do anything worth commemorating. At least, these officers are. My comments shouldn't be taken as justification for mutiny or insubordination, of course. And I'm certain that most of the Army's officers are fine, principled, brave men and women. But as for our lot, dullards, the lot of them. Hell, did you know that the Major was an Imperial cavalry officer? They dragged him out of a work camp because of the personnel shortage. Command claims that he's been rehabilitated, but I always keep an eye on him. I swear he has some old Imperial livery stashed away in his trunk. But I can't prove it. Between you and I, he thinks more like one of the invaders than any of us. Hell, he'd probably defect if he didn't hate them so much. If he didn't hate the idea of them, I mean. Not their ideas. He'd probably be fine with those, were he the one doing the invading. I tell you, Comrade Private, if I were in charge, there would be a few changes in leadership around here. Comrade Private. This is the closest you've been to the front, isn't it? Turn around, boy. Uncover your face. Don't be ashamed. Yours aren't the first years that I've tried, Comrade Private. Are you afraid, boy? You know better than to lie to me. Tell me the truth. Are you afraid? Good. Good. You should be. Anyone who says that they aren't is either suicidal or a liar. And this unit has seen more than enough of those come and go. I'd rather lead a boy smart enough to fear the front than a man foolish enough to rush into it. I know. I don't want to fight either. None of us, from the lowliest grunt all the way up to command itself, wanted to fight this war. But tell me, did you see the countryside as your train carried you here? You saw what the invaders leave in their wake. You saw the proof of how they view us as animals, less than human, undeserving of life, freedom, dignity. Do you wish that for your home? For your family? For your mother? We did not choose to fight this war. We do not want to fight this war. We fear this war. The barbarity, the cruelty, the wretchedness of it all. The strongest soldier's pillow is as tear-stained as the greenest recruit's. We've been invaded and attacked so many times since the last war. Even our newfound allies once tried to turn back our progress. But no matter how much we may want to run away, to hide from our enemies, to surrender, we will not take another step back. You will not take another step back. We did not throw off the shackles of one empire, only to be destroyed by another. You can cry here in your bunk. You can even cry in my arms, Comrade Private. Perhaps I might even cry with you. But to the invader, look at me. To the invader, you hold your head high. You, Comrade Private, you will sweep their twisted, vile ideology into the dustbin of history. You will avenge your fallen comrades and the innocence that they fell defending. You will be a soldier, boy, as will I, no matter how much we don't want to be. We didn't want to fight this war, but we'll damned well finish it. Is that understood, Comrade Private? Good. I need strong men. As many as I can get. Can you be strong for me? For us? I know you can. Now, if you don't mind, Comrade Private, I'd like to return to reading my book. No, you don't have to get up. In fact, I'd appreciate the company. Oh, it's an old ghost story. I found it in one of the towns that we passed through. Is it frightening? Well, the ghost in this story is certainly dreadful. A vengeful wraith, tormenting those who wronged it in life. I suppose that it's intended to be frightening, sure. But it's more inspiring, I suppose. How? Well, for me, it's because the invaders have raised an army of such spirits. They've burned and pillaged everything and everyone in their path. And in doing so, they've sown the seeds of their own defeat. Even now, 1 million souls rally behind us as we drive them out, meter by meter. They'll reap what they've sown. Am I frightened of the ghosts? No, Comrade Private. Don't be silly. Unlike the invaders, we don't believe in such superstitious nonsense. Thanks for listening. If you made it all the way to the end of this audio, be sure to leave a comment that says, Tactical Librarian BF. This has been a production of Whispurr Home Audio. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. If you're interested in accessing more of our amazing content, including early access to YouTube audios, a private Discord, and exclusive, spicy content you won't find anywhere else, join our Whispurr Home Audio customer rewards program at patreon.com/WhispurrAudio. Special thanks as always to my Whispurr's tier patrons: Adam Ferguson, Castiel, Jordan Guidreau, Maple Apples, Snow Rose, and Star. Thanks again for being a valued customer of Whispurr Home Audio.